are hot.
He's holy, exalted. Question is, will I ever leave you? The answer is no, 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 no. The question is, will I ever leave you alone?
What's wrong, Kevin?
I love Lord, He's so good.
I gotta hop off the Buffalo train this weekend, Kev. Gotta hop off the Buffalo train this weekend, man.
What time are they playing? I was looking for ESPN and I couldn't see what time it came.
I don't know. Probably 5:30 or 7.
Are you sure it's not next week?
30th.
Are you sure?
What y'all talking about?
Colorado and USC.
Oh, yeah, it's this week because my homegirl's going.
Is she? Is she in Colorado?
Yeah.
What time is it at? Because I'm trying to see if I can watch it.
I
I was looking on ESPN for it and I didn't see it on
it's
there.
an early one, 9 a.m.
It's 9. Why?
They lost that.
I literally still have ESPN up because I was trying to see what time they played.
They lost that slot, Kev. If they were both undefeated, they probably would have gave them 7:30.
Yeah, they would have flexed them. USC is ranked what?
I think 15.
15?
I think they're in the teens because
I thought
Utah.
they were top 10.
Are they 9 now?
They're 8.
Wait a minute, do we want to do this talk at the top?
No, you don't believe in it.
That's not what I said.
That's not what you said at all. I think you took it differently, Kev.
Why is this not showing on the thing? It is.
Fuck that. That's not what I said.
You said you're not sure if it's going to be funny.
I honestly don't know because is it going off of me just not knowing?
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying I don't know. Hopefully it's funny.
I think it's funny.
All right, we'll try it.
Okay, shit.
It is 9, and it's not on. It's on USC's schedule thing, but it's not on ESPN's main page.
I just Google the games to like USC versus Colorado, and then that's when it usually tells me the date, time, and the channel.
Why are we playing depressing Jesus music?
Huh?
I know.
I just was listening to this for the challenge thing. Is this depressing to you?
This is sad. Anytime it's the slow drums, it's low.
This makes me happy. I scramble eggs to this.
He said, all right. But hell, that run?
Yeah.
Hell, that's I barely made it through. That's what that run is.
What was that?
Hell.
I'll listen to some upbeat for you, Angel, while people come in.
Like, cause how great is our God?
It's like anytime there's like a slow drum with Rance Allen, I immediately assume I'm gonna be crying. Like they're talking about Jesus' name and something about the name of Jesus. And I'm just like, why do I feel tears?
Why am I crying? You've been so good to me. When I haven't been good to myself.
There's a
I'm in Gilead.
Hey. I need to post this today. It's just a fun song.
Well, it's even how she sings it.
It's a bop.
Hey. But she's like, she's playful with her notes.
She is. Whoa, Karen.
No, go ahead
I
and say
said
word,
Kim.
Kevin. No,
I said Kim.
Say your name.
Wait, it's bomb, not bomb.
It's bomb.
Mom.
Oh, people chat saying it's bomb. Like
Yeah,
explosive.
that's an old running black joke.
Medicine used in the Bible day.
Okay.
The second day, take the pain away.
Medicine used in the Bible day.
He loves Jesus just to love Jesus. not done.
Hilarious.
It's great.
The thin line between love and understanding.
Yeah.
Hey, Bobby.
Do.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus is a bomb in Gilead. Jesus is a bomb. That is. Hey.
We're about to start listening to Terrence Walk here. No. We're listening to Bomb and Gilead. Gilead.
Is that Brisha's web?
Yeah.
Brisha's?
Her hair's is not done.
No, we want to be friends. This is friendship. Brisha, I'm going to ask you to do something and you're going to have to tell me no. You said what?
What? I can't hear over Karen.
Karen, hush, so I can talk to Brisha's the web.
Karen is
Karen went to that part on purpose, knowing we was trying to talk. Hush, Karen, the Clark. I said, Brisha, I'm going to ask you to be in something. Give me a little more face, Angel. There you go. I'm going to ask you to be in something, and you're going to have to tell me no. Angel said, well, don't ask Brisha. She's going to say yes. She's going to say no later. You're going to have to say yes or no, and then you're going to have to cancel on me because we're going to build our friendship. And my friendship starts with work. Then we can become friends.
That's real, though.
This is
I'm going to tell you up front because my friends went to New Orleans and told me I was in trouble. So I'm going to tell you up front, my friendship starts with work.
Because he was just using me for work.
I wasn't. You watched the Kirk Franklin fatherhood documentary? He said, I work with my friends. That's how I show love. That's me. And I don't know my dad either. His name is Greg or Robbie.
No, you know that nigga. You look like him.
I do look like him.
But yes, I'll call you after.
I'll call you after. Briefly. Yeah. I'll call you. We'll both call you separately.
He thinks he's Deion Sanders. Yeah. That's adorable. I have therapy at 11, so I'll have like a little space between this and that, hopefully. Girl, I think when we were in San Francisco, but I'll call you there.
Yeah.
Okay. So Nick, I said I love him. Love you. Okay. All right. Come on. Bye-bye. Hey, when you a Clark sister, you just need to be able to jump up there.
She is good in black. That's from the Holy Ghost.
Oh, if I could sing like this.
Somebody said we need to have praise and worship before HCT 24. Y'all ain't ready. We'll go in.
Okay.
All right, we got to stop now because it's a whole reprise.
Let me tell you what. You all won't get a show from
sure
me
won't.
afterwards.
He's here. He's here.
I'll give you a solid 15, maybe even 20, and then I'm going to go to bed. Praise and worship is draining for me. I'll be like, all right, I'm
go
done
ahead
for
and
the
rest
day.
my eyes.
Y'all gonna be like, but no, Angel, what about one margarita too? I'll be like, choose ye this day.
Man, I wish you could just
They are
wish you could just download a YouTube video like you can do a TikTok.
Yeah, but they don't want you to steal it.
I know, but just let me.
They're like, no.
People are gonna get it regardless. You might as well
just making me go through the rigmarole of doing screen record.
Oh, those websites are dark too, man.
Bruh.
Pop up. Click.
Why don't you have Kiara Sheridan and her husband on Marriage Be Hard?
I didn't even think about it.
I'll pitch it to Melissa before you try to make it your idea.
Do it quick.
Let's Kiara Sheridan and her husband. Are y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2. What up, y'all? Welcome to Here's the Thing. I'm Kevin on stage.
That chick AJ.
Welcome to another podcast episode. Smash that like button. Smash that notification button. Bangers, all 2023. Bangers just for you and me.
Banging all you and man being
To the bonus episode. Today on El Docket, we got Brittany Renner done had 35 sexes. We got
more bodies.
We got the pastor had a vibrator in the pulpit. Chris Brown got sued for $2 million over Popeye's chicken. And we got Ebony Williams is in the news again. I don't know if y'all remember her. She was the bus lady. She's talking about black women should get married after college, immediately after college. And Joe Biden got down dog, won't stop biting people. And it's the talk of the town. It's the talk of the town. Oh, and also Hassan Minhaj. He is no longer leading candidate for the Daily Show because he embellished some stories during his stand-up. And some of the Patreons said, hey, well, as stand-up comedians, what y'all think about it? So we're going to get to all that today for the people who are on Patreon. But if you're not in Patreon, you're going to hear however much we give you. Might be a little generous, give you 15.
I'm not feeling generous today. They might get a hot 12.
A hot 12? Just the 10?
Oh, that's more than I would give.
Y'all want the helmet or you want the full shaft?
Have a good and Josh, she comes and cut.
Get you a little bit of that helmet and shaft. Come on in the Patreon, get the full experience.
Why is it always a dick thing?
I don't understand that either.
What? How could I make it coochie version? You give me the version.
Why does it have to be a sexual
innuendo? It could just be like, hey, if you want the full experience,
right? You want the 5-course meal.
If you want the 5-course meal, come to Patreon. If you just want a little head, stay out here. But if you want the head, the handy, the rubbing tub, the 69, and the finish,
like an appetizer.
I was just eating
salad.
Okay, well, you should have said that.
Artichoke dip.
Depends on how you want to describe a meal.
But sometimes I've been wanting the wings too. They might not get the wings too.
Get you a whole 5-course meal. The appetizer, the pre-course, the main course,
the salad.
Now you get to 5.
You toss it. No.
Sex. We down back to sex again. All right. So Brittany Renner was on Club Shay Shay yesterday. Very funny interaction between her and Shannon the Sharp. And she told him that she had sex with 35 men, and this was his response.
Play it, Kevin.
A lot of memeables.
Oh, yeah. It was so funny. Such a good meme.
I've had sex with 35 guys. Okay.
Oh Lord!
Hey, drinking.
That was Melissa at that restaurant last week.
Impressive isn't
With 2 crab legs in her stomach.
So if I'm judged for
Anybody else need a shot of this?
if I'm judged for having great taste,
We are in a bar, so help yourself.
Now, here's the first thing I thought, Angel. I can honestly say this as a person who's been with the same woman since I was 16. I don't even know how many bodies is a lot, respectable. I don't even know. I need the people in the world, people who are watching, tell me. Because I'm on less than one hand.
But our audience is also quite biased. Majority of our audience are Christians.
Amen.
Okay, amen. And like ourselves.
Yeah.
So we have a standard of you should be one and done. Granted,
That ain't realistic.
I know a couple of people.
Yeah.
Your wife is one of the couple of people who was a one and doneer.
One and done. The biggest bean she ever seen in real life. Some people sent her some stuff during the pandemic. What are you going to do about that? But in real life.
Don't worry. At her bachelorette party, she'll see some more. No, just don't worry. I'm going to make sure this time she has a lot more. No, I don't really know because when I hear 35, I feel like people be out here in them streets. So that seems like
now more than ever.
And also, let's be honest. Shannon Sharp.
Oh, I
get the joke. The joke comes before anything else.
Yeah.
But what is you coughing for, Shannon? You was the unmarried black male who was in the National Football League.
Purity culture been gone.
He probably doesn't know his number, to be honest.
He had 35 a season probably.
Right.
Shannon the Sharp, come on now. He tried to pay for a woman's divorce so he could hurry it up.
Did
He
he
was
really?
like, yes, he was like, let me just help you along and get this
That
thing
was
over
nice
with.
of him.
But it was the interaction was funny, but I
Wow.
literally don't know. People in the Patreon, you ain't got to tell me y'all bodies personally, you know what I'm saying? But of the people you know, is she around? Is she near? Is she high? Is she low? Because I don't know. I really don't know. I didn't think that was a lot for. I think she might be 35 years old.
I think it might be a lot if you aren't a person that is driven by sex and relationships.
Okay.
Because
Mm.
I think you can easily in a lifetime, like at 35, only have between 5 and 10 people. Even if you're not someone prescribing to purity culture,
Right.
You're
You're just
just like-
regular living in the world. She's
just-
31, by the way.
just regular living in the world, I think between 3 and maybe 10, if you had some wild days in college, is probably what the average
3 and 10 bodies or a year?
3 to 10 bodies.
I was
In a
thinking.
year.
I was
Oh,
thinking.
Total.
I was thinking 15 to 25
By 31?
is on the mid to high side.
15 to 35 is on the high. You
Well, no,
was
no,
a single man for a
15
long time?
15 to 25 bodies. Because the thing is, more than likely,
I think
most
for
of
a
those
guy, that's true. I think for a girl, it's probably less.
15 to 25.
Is a little high. Is a
That's
little
what I'm
high
saying.
to even say that's
mid.
middle.
I was saying it's mid to high because you got to assume the block might be spun once or twice.
Well, that don't
Even
count,
though
right?
said-
That's
no,
the same person.
That's the same body.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like 35
Oh, I see what
might
you're
be an
saying.
outlier.
Yeah, I feel like 35 is only achievable by someone who is like motivated by sex or motivated by
Yes.
like connecting with people in that way. I don't
Yeah.
think that's something that you can do unintentionally.
So I just did some quick maths. I agree with you, by the way.
Mhm.
I want to make that clear. If you subtract 31 from 18, let's say you start having sex at 18, right? And you said
All of a
3 to
sudden-
10
All of a
total.
sudden, Kev's good at math.
Yeah. If you have sex with 3 people a year from 18 to 31, that's 39 bodies.
Yeah.
Is 3 people a year a lot? That's not even 1 a quarter.
For some people, yes.
No, sure.
Yeah.
For some
I
people,
think a lot-
Man
there's
or
a lot
woman,
of
too. I don't
variables.
want to. I don't want to create the double
No,
standard.
I'm just
of
saying
like, yeah,
people.
Yeah, people in
The
general.
only reason why
And you
I'm
could
saying
you can have a little higher during your college years. Maybe you was going crazy during college.
only reason why I'm saying it's high for a woman, not that there's any judgment for me saying it's high. I'm saying
Right.
I feel like average wise because there is still some
The good girl.
yeah.
No, I got you. I understood. I was just
Yeah.
saying, speaking generally for.
And in her line of
Patreon
work, she's
attention.
like, I'm after athletes. I'm after.
Yeah, she got a. Didn't she write
So-
a book about it?
and to
Yes,
keep
she-
their attention, a lot of times you giving up
Yeah,
your
I'm
yeah,
trying to
well,
get your.
she
Yeah,
was at
got you.
Jackson State talking to Deion's players. I feel like a year or two ago,
Mhm.
telling them how the game works. Like you got to speak from experience.
That-
You're getting
that
out
blue
blue speaking
check.
engagement.
Listen, I knew my freshman year, one girl got one of the UK basketball players quick. That girl was pregnant. I don't even know if we were out of first semester. I said, I'd be damn.
That's
Wake up
not-
with
that's
psychology 101. It's
That's,
yours.
That's that domesticated wild cat.
Yes. Wow. Okay.
Come on, man. Nice. Thanks, yeah.
Mm, yeah, he did the alley oop. I said, okay.
I had to.
Yeah. So yeah, I she knows the game, and a lot of these dudes that she more than likely has messed with that have some sort of like clout, that have like
Mhm.
cachet to being either athletes or having money, they won't ass. They're not.
Oh yeah.
And it's also like a known thing. It's not like a naivete about it. Like these girls are not being naive of being like, you flew me out and you expect, but they're
No.
like, no, I'm fully willing
We
to
know
do
how,
it.
just like John Wick has a certain exchange rate for currency,
Mm.
they know a fly out butt ratio. We talked about this with Zion. You got to have my nails done, got to get the waxes. This is my part of the
Right. Of the agreement. So I feel like she's understood that type of agreement with the type of dudes
The
that I feel
assignment.
like she's been out
Yeah.
after. So I don't think 35 is insane for her to say, nor do I think 35 is like so insane that I'm just like, your puss is going to fall off.
Well, the thing that's interesting, she made this point in another video, and I thought it was very interesting. Obviously, double standards exist, and that's just part of the world that we live in. But I remember seeing this graphic. They were talking about Derek Jeter and his dating roster, and they had a baseball diamond up, and they had all 9 positions. Is it 9?
It's 9. It's 9.
It's 9.
Yeah,
3
it's about
outfield,
9.
4 infield, not
because-
including pitcher catcher.
And then there's a square.
So is it 11 with pitcher catcher?
No, that's
That's 9.
Oh, that makes
in
9.
total including
Because 1, 2,
4,
3,
7, 8, 9.
4,
Okay,
That's what I
4
was
on
saying. 4
base.
infield,
5 in the middle.
4 infield, 3 outfield, 7 pitcher
Boom.
catcher.
Oh, pitcher catcher makes sense.
Times
9.
4.
So they had. Oh, you know what? Derek Jeter had the designated hitter too on his.
I'm sure
I
he
think
did.
that's National
Yeah,
League,
yeah.
right? Or American League. That's American League?
National, but they got away with it.
Oh, there's no designated hitter.
I
no
don't
more?
think so anymore.
Oh,
Well,
because
no. The pitcher
they-
doesn't have to hit. This so designated hitter. Sorry, it's the rule of your pitcher has to play isn't necessarily as set in stone for everybody.
right, because they don't care
Right.
Got it.
about it as much. So it's no longer like a designated driver per se.
you can go.
Right.
So they had Jessica Biel, whoever that he dated, and it filled up
Oh,
10
Jessica
positions.
Biel, David Jeter. I was like, how did
Derek.
she? Did she
Derek.
play?
And Derek
That's who
too.
I said.
That's Derek's cousin. You're thinking Derek's cousin David.
David is his younger
He-
brother.
He was
He was gonna go to the league, but
But-
he blew his knee out.
Right.
So he did R&B instead,
yes.
and he goes by David Banner, who actually raps. Got it?
But the point is, and this was during a game.
Uh-huh.
They were talking about Derek Jeter's dating people during a game. They put this
Damn.
graphic up with these people, and her point was like, when Derek Jeter's playing, he's this playboy. Here's all his girlfriends. This is a talking point during the game.
Mhm.
When it's a woman, she's a slut. She's a slut. And I was like, that's a fantastic. And I happened to be watching. I remember seeing that segment. I was like, this is a. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of baseball. There's a lot of downtime in baseball. So
Oh,
they're
it's
like,
a boring.
They got stats from 85, and today they hit a
Baseball
home run,
is
didn't they?
Boring. You could have went, she's a slut, she's a freak, got a different guy every
every
day
day
of
of
the
the
week.
week.
Mhm.
But
But I've been listening to gospel this morning, so my mind was protected by the glory.
you started the podcast off saying get the tip, but you
Right.
couldn't go to a
The
rap song?
helmet. You see the helmet, then pass the
That's a great
helmet.
point.
And the helmet of salvation is what he was
Nice.
referring
That's what I was
to.
talking about the whole time.
No, you weren't. But what I was gonna say is baseball is boring. However, I did enjoy when we all went together.
We had a great time.
Yes,
So
We
we
were
got
on the
there.
field.
Yes, and I realized Boston needs to get better looking players because it would have made it more. They weren't ugly, but the other team had some fine. Who did they play?
Oh, I don't remember.
They played that team though.
We left
that's
after
what-
3 innings.
Yeah, we didn't
That
get to stay.
team?
We had a show that in like 2 hours.
I
from
had a
there.
burger and a beer sip, and then that kid tried to.
Oh my God.
Tried to buy beer for a minor.
Ken was like, I have money. Don't worry.
He
Here,
was like,
two
he
beers
doesn't
for
have
us."
anything. So
Let
I'm
me-
on. And this boy could barely hold his neck out.
It was
He
so
was like,
funny.
I have a beer.
Angel, the guy's like, oh, can I see his ID? And the kid was like, ah.
It was like a white version of Psy. And he's like,
He's like,
I didn't know he wasn't 21.
What happened was,
He's
if
like,
you don't know
"Hey,
this,
I can't drive.
if you don't know this story, I mean, that old uncle be telling the same story, but I hadn't told this one in a minute.
No, there's new Patreon.
We're at the Boston Red Sox game as friends, and this young man was sitting next to me, full beer,
Young baby.
Not full
Full beard.
Stop
I mean,
it.
in an army suit.
His face was as squeaky clean after a Brazilian wax, okay?
He had Patches O'Houlihan.
And I'm buying my beer, and he's like, "Hey man, could you get me one? I don't have my wallet on me. I can Venmo you." And I was like, "Oh sure, sir." 27-year-old man. So
This is Kevin. This is all dollars. He was like, so you want how many beers? Okay.
He's like, give me
How
two.
many? You should have good. Listen, it's the beginning of the game. You should have about what? 5?
so I'm going to buy it, and the beer salesman is like, "This one's for me," and he was like, "Who's that one for?" I was like, "This adult male." And the beer man looks at me.
Said,
Looks
this
at
is
the
my
kids.
grandson. What are you doing?
He's like, "Can I see your ID, young man?" He was like, "I don't have it."
And Kevin was like,
And I was like, "You tricking me? Why you tricking me?" He was like, "I thirsty." And Angel and Josh were like, "Prohibition! Kevin is trying to feed a baby, a
It was
newborn
already-
child
He was
beer."
already making us a sit and duck by carrying money around like Sexy Red.
Oh my
He
God.
might as well have been in some booty shorts that said "Free my baby mama" and holding the stack to his face.
What happened was I had opened my purse and I went to get my phone out that had the tickets, and $200 bills flew out. I was heavy on cash because of the merch,
Is that why?
and
sure
I
you
had
were,
I had a
Kev. God is
chance to
good,
put
man.
I had a chance to
That
deposit
is
it.
good.
All right, let's talk about this pastor had that vibrator in his message.
Are we done with the?
So
we done,
wait a minute,
Brittany?
what do you feel about
Yeah.
35 sexes?
I told y'all. I have no I
I can contextualize it for you.
okay.
Your son, he's gotten older. He's 35. You all are sitting talking. He's like, Dad, I didn't beat up about 35 coochies in my lifetime.
Different coochies.
31. He's 31.
He's 31. He doesn't have 35 sexes.
35.
Different sex
More
partners.
than one a year.
Yeah, 35 bodies.
I'd probably be like, man, chill, man.
Chill.
For my son, I'd be like, bro, 35 is a lot.
Okay, so you have a feeling.
Yeah. Well, I listen. It's the thing is, to your point earlier, in her line of work, this doesn't bother her. It doesn't seem. For my own child, man, I'd be like, dang, bro, what are you trying to prove?
He's got some notoriety. I was gonna say, obviously, the microscope is on Brittany Renner too, because this is what she's open and talks about a lot.
Brittany Renner knows how to stay on the radar.
Yeah.
When this clip came out, I said,
What is-
guarantee it's going to be in the Patreon docket.
It's just like, how did you made yourself relevant? And I don't know what
she
you do.
always will. Also, shout out to Melanie Green. She's the one who put it in the docket.
Yes, thank you, girl. If one of my sons said, Mama, 35, put it in my puss.
35.
It depends on what their profession was. If they were
Angel said,
if they were a stripper, I'd be like, guess right, take them girls down. Because I know they paying more money, right? I'll be like, at least you're getting something other beneficial than a temporary orgasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they paying you some more money where you're damn near a sex worker, I'd be like, all right, just be protected. Now, if they were just like maybe a teacher
Or biochemist.
Yeah, biochemist.
Them science people be having sex. I watched Oppenheimer.
I'd be like, you've got to get more hobbies because what is you doing? Because I know these are not all one night stands. Like, what? You got too much time on your hands. But if they were a stripper or something like that, I would be.
Why only a stripper?
I feel like that tends to draw people to want to have sex with you. And you are putting out there, I am a sexy creature. So I'd be like, oh, that pairs well.
Gotcha. Pairs well, like a wine.
Yes. But yeah, if you doing some regular ass work, then you out here on the hunt. You're
People be
hunting.
having sex on under all circumstances. I found out that them when I was in high school, you would think them kids who play Magic the Gathering, they don't be having sex, and them doggone animes. Shoot, that ain't the only animation.
Yeah, that's not the only manna they be talking about.
Yeah, and that anime also be pornographic. When we was in Japan, we was on a 9th floor.
Who am I shaming? Sorry.
Anime. Is it anime? 9th floor anime store.
Mm-hmm.
So we going up floor by floor. They got some toys. Like I'm talking about Dragon Ball
toys.
Z
Yeah,
toys. But we get to the 5th floor, it ain't nothing but what is it called? Hentai? Hentai?
And
It's one of them things. But all on the TVs is cartoon sex in Japanese. I got my sons with me. I said, hey man, you need
they said salacious hentai.
salacious hentai. I seen cartoon boobs and stuff. I said, baby, Zay, get up to the next floor. Y'all need a sign. I realized they might have had a sign, but it was in Japanese.
You didn't
So I
understand it.
might have
They were
said-
like, do not let you are a terrible parent.
They're
If you
looking
let
at
him
Kev
up-
crazy
You're
too.
like, that's
I'm
beautiful.
like, this sign can't stop me. I can't read. Oh, let me tell you something real quick. This is off subject. This just broke my heart, though.
And I got to say something when you say it.
Okay.
after.
Is it about what we're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, you say it. Mine was completely
Somebody
unrelated.
was like, Angel, why they got to be strippers? First of all, I think male strippers are amazing. And if one of my sons were good enough to be a male stripper, I would be so proud.
Of
Tank
course.
had aspirations, didn't he?
He wanted to own a male
Come
strip
on,
club.
entrepreneur.
Marcus?
Yes, he was like, if he not wanted to own, he was like, if he ever owned a strip club, he would own a male strip club because the
Interesting.
women spend money
Got it.
more aggressively than men. I went to a strip club where a dude brought his mama up on stage to
Wow.
celebrate her birthday.
Nice.
And
And
I
he was working?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't dance on her, but he was like, My mother's in the building.
Got
Y'all
it.
wish her happy
Well,
birthday.
That's not what I meant.
And she was, yeah. I said I wouldn't want to see my son perform, but I would be that proud mama as well.
Right.
Especially if he was who everybody was coming to see. That's my son,
Thunder.
the stallion. Yes. I'd be all about it.
Titan.
Okay, go ahead. Now, what you want to say?
Mine is unrelated. Trying to eat healthy and whatnot, right? So I go to JoJo soccer practice last night, and this new club team is a 2-hour practice.
Oh,
This is
Oh,
just like,
Jesus.
bruh. And it's 15 minutes from the house, but it's 2 hours. So between like getting him ready to get out the door, getting him to the practice, getting him back in the car,
How
and
many
back
days a
home.
week is it?
It's twice a week for that guy. The other 2 days a week right now is with his private coach. So he's at 4 soccer 4 soccer practices, either personal training or private coaching.
What about his school team?
So I'm gonna get to that. He has club games on the weekend.
Uh-huh.
The moment the season starts, you cannot play club anymore.
True.
Or your team will get disqualified. But the club is basically set up to see who the team is going to be for the moment the school season ends. The club season then begins. So now this baby done went from 0 soccer rings to more soccer than ever. And his coach is going to come to the games. So after practice in the games, he can still do more training. And I'm like, you could have been playing the video game, but you believed in yourself.
And you want to play.
Now you want to play. So I order me and the family dinner from like a fish place. Grilled salmon, zucchini.
I love that
Grilled
fish place
salmon,
you're talking about.
It's really good.
So good.
I order
Even
from there all the
cauliflower
time.
rice. I was getting cauliflower
They
rice.
got
That's
like
my
good options.
jam.
The grilled oysters too.
Yes.
You got to get some of those.
I'm starving. We're all starving.
Also, the bread's good too.
JoJo starving. Zay, Melissa, Kevin. Melissa's like, where's the food? Where's the food? I'm going to eat a little hint of it and then go to bed. The driver's like, the thing says your app's 5 minutes away. Get your phone ready. I'm like, ooh-wee. I pull up the app. I forgot to change the address.
It was here.
It was at the sound stage.
Oh, Kev.
I said, oh.
Marcus did the same thing.
So I called the guy. I'm like, I will give you cash to bring it. He answers the phone. He was like, I don't speak. He's like, only speak Spanish. And he hung up. And I was like,
Kevin, you're part Mexican. You
I
should
don't
have
know enough.
You got the hat, Kev.
You
That
said
gives you the 5%.
dinero.
He sent me a picture of the food at the soundstage, and the cleaners happened to be there. So he set it inside. I was
They were
so
like,
hurt.
You
They
didn't
were
go get
like,
it?
man, Kev on stage is a good guy, giving us a full
Man, and I still tipped and all that stuff. So I was forced to go to Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
My hand was once
that's
I
the
made
same
a healthy
distance.
choice.
That's the same distance, isn't it?
No. Chick-fil-A right by the house. It ain't numbered over the hill, baby.
Oh, I thought it was like 15.
The honey pimento chicken sandwich.
Pimento, they're trying to force pimento on us, Kevin.
Pimento season is upon
I
us.
hate pimento cheese.
Pimento season and I was like, this is gonna be disgusting. I was wrong.
Ah,
It was
I
outstanding.
don't even want to give it a chance.
Large fries, Sunjoy. The healthy's out the window. I'm not making that choice twice. That was God telling me no. All right. So let me.
Marcus did the same thing. He delivered food. Well, yeah, it canceled the order, but he surely delivered it right to this office. And they were
It
like,
breaks your heart.
yeah, oh no, that's type of stuff that will drive me
It
insane.
breaks your heart. All right. Apostle B, and I actually know this pastor. This has no effect on what I'm about to say, but he went viral a while ago, and y'all asked us to put this on a while ago. I'm sorry, I forgot who said it because it got pushed down the docket. But listen to this, and he has a real rose in his rose vibrating machine. I think it might be sucking. I don't know. It's up.
Come on now. When nobody was there for me, I found my friend. Oh, yeah. When nobody called me on Friday,
Why that look like Mark?
as a matter of fact,
It looks
you
like-
become so good friends with the vibrator. Now, when your girls ask you to go out, you ain't even. I don't gotta go out. I'm good. I'm gonna stay at home. It's gonna be a me night. It's gonna be a me night.
Are they booing? I think
Oh,
so.
that's it.
Oh, this is real.
He had a Playboy magazine on the pulpit.
That was real. You're gonna have a choice. Will you choose Jesus
Come on and bring it home.
over all the friends friends you've gained in the world.
Huh? Bring it home.
Oh, is that how he's
And
bringing
we're
it
Bring it home.
different places of our
Hey,
We're all at different places of our growth. But I just want to ask you, who is your friend? Who do you depend on? Who do you go to? Who do you confide in? God wants to be your friend.
You got a friend. Praise team, help me say. His caption says, hold on, hush cap. Don't watch your own videos. He says in his caption, and listen, let's see. The caption says, warning TVMA. Oh my God, Instagram. Anyway, in the caption, I don't know why it's not showing. He said these things were real. And let me tell you what, I often get asked, Kev, why you don't want to be a pastor? And the answer is because I would be doing this.
Oh, I already know.
I would have
You would have the biggest church.
I would have the most visual aids. I love visual aids.
They're great, man.
I love them. But I think he didn't go far enough. You need to have the rose and you need to have the
That's the Rose of Sharon.
Come on.
The pussy pocket.
The flashlight.
Come on,
Oh,
Kev.
you know the name.
Yeah, when we was at All Deaf.
This is.
What is this?
You don't know the song? Hold on, let me get to the part so you'll know what it is. Here we go.
Oh, do anything for cloud?
That's what this is. That is what this is. I get people's attention and understand that church, while it is a spiritual place, it also has a whole business component, because how you gonna keep them lights on? How you gonna stream? How you gonna do all the things that you want to do with the ministries, right? You can't just do it off of the goodwill of your spirit. It requires money.
You talking?
But
and I'm
God
listening.
Dang it. I can't.
I can.
You could also just say vibrator.
No.
Yes, we saw. Come on, say it.
What? Oh, vibrator!
That's enough.
Dildos of every
Matthew
side.
Stevenson showed us. You can just scream vibrator.
He took it to the next level, baby.
Do anything for clout.
Nah, man. Let's make it. Let me tell you what. Jesus was doing the miracles for real. He wasn't like, I bet you I can turn this water into wine. He was like, water into wine, boy. I bet you I can walk on water. I'm walking on water, boy. I bet that boy dead finna be alive. He ain't talking about it. He was the first visual aid preacher. He was the first one.
He's like, say I can't raise this dude from the dead right now.
I'll do it right now, boy.
But he did it.
That's what I'm saying.
So no, then I want to see them niggas do that.
They ain't got all the power connected. Everybody can't do what Jesus
does.
does.
Turning water into wine. Shut up. These little tricks, these little party tricks ain't working.
Jesus, when he healed the blind man, he could have just poked his eyes. He said, no, let me spit on the ground and make a mud pie. Wash that off. Boy, what you see? Big JC.
Yes, and old dude just spit in his brother's hand, in his hand, and just
everybody don't have the power to do the Jesus stuff.
Stop doing it.
Nah, man, you got the visual aids.
It's getting out of hand. We didn't had prayer oil blickies. Okay, we got
snap! I forgot about that.
We got vibrators on the pulpit, and we got people hocking up spit in the middle of a pandemic. I'm sorry,
Jesus tried to share the juice, but they didn't believe in himself. They fell in the water when they tried to walk on it.
He did.
That's
even during his time.
They saw
Paul
him
only
do
got
it.
3-4 steps. If I was a pastor, I'd have some water. And I'd have like a little
glass,
clear glass. I'd be like, "Whoa, watch me walk!" Oh, Bishop on stage, we walking like leap of faith.
2-7 with the hat on. He's 2-7.
I have the wire.
If you go up, you just see the shirt.
Everything people are mad about. The people flying through the top.
Oh man! And during Christmas,
my church would be Cirque du Soleil Jesus.
I know, and
we'd be flipping.
Would hate it. Or
fire.
Even, I would come and I would have popcorn. I wouldn't be taking nothing.
You
serious.
would take the stick. I'd be like, that's the fire of hell. And I'd have fire breathers and I'll set people on fire.
I'd be like, that was a fun one. What's next? Amar, you want a Capri Sun? We gonna treat it like we at the circus.
I would have people in the circle ball with motorcycles. Y'all can't ride for Jesus, but they ride in the motorcycles for the devil. Vroom, vroom, vroom. I pull a sword out of my mouth.
But his analogy didn't make sense.
Yes.
You don't want to go out with your friends because it's a me night. First of all, if I nut, it's a better chance of me going out. If I bust a nut, let's go, ladies. With the slippery slide draws. I'm out here. So he don't even understand how it works.
I thought you would get tired.
No, it don't take that long. It's not all the humping
The cool
and
down
hunching.
number 5'10".
Oh, y'all don't have refractory period.
I don't know what that hell means.
Refractory period is after you finish the good work. Your weenies like
No, it is more like a morning coffee for me.
the best part of waking up
Yeah.
is DJ Angel.
Yeah. Let's go. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute. He's like, are you going to choose Jesus over your friends? Okay, first of all, I don't want to think about Jesus in the same context as I'm thinking about something sucking at my clit. That doesn't,
Jesus is watching.
but still, that's not the analogy. Don't work.
That's
I'm
a
just
It
saying.
does. And
Anybody who's seen that's using the rose, they're gonna think about that.
they're
for
gonna
the
go
next-
home and jill off. You're like, yeah, I ain't used the rose in a minute. Jesus, tomorrow, me and you. But tonight, me and
And
Rose.
how long we think we're using it? We can get to Jesus real quick after that. A lot faster than traditional
That's
sex.
the power of the rose of Sharon.
Yes. Come on.
He should have had the praise team sing this. Praise team, come on and bless him.
You
Stop it.
can't do that after having a vibrator.
Yes, you can.
Disney will shut it down.
Come on and
They
bless him
literally
right
made a sound
now.
on TikTok based off of this vibrators. Free.
Oh, they
You
sure
remember that?
did. You got a friend. Jesus said you got a friend in me, huh? He said, I call you friend. Wow! A friend that'll never leave you nor forsake you. Come on. Hey! You got a what? You got a friend. Come on and bless him. Hey.
Hey!
This podcast is so doggone churchy now.
Yes. Yes. Come on. No,
Come
really,
on and bless
if
them.
you were there in person.
Angel, do you not believe me?
No, I'm just saying, I feel like you would first be like, Liz.
I definitely would do that.
Exactly. It wouldn't be buy in immediately.
I would.
It'd be like, Liz, does he have the rose? And she'll be like, Kevin, I think he does. Shut up. I think he does because the camera's looking at you. They looking at you. And then you would do that. That little laugh you just did. That's what you would not be like, come on,
I
Pastor.
would worship. I said, God, I'm sorry. Hey, Macarena.
You so stupid.
I love you, God. I'm dead serious, though. I'm big on visual. And obviously, growing up, you know, when you've been in church as much as I have, you heard it all before.
I know this is why it's getting out of hand, is because everybody is trying to one up, and now you can see what other people do.
But everything's shot as a production too, so you're gonna
The
get
reels are
you're
crazy.
gonna get a 4K export out of all of these.
Come on, 4K.
Shout out to the social media team. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
He had the he not talking and the voice is coming.
I
I said,
know.
ooh.
That's why I was like, who is talking?
Okay, y'all editing now.
Yeah, they were in it, but I do think I feel like it was just kind of come back just some.
That's what we try to do.
No, it was
Come
too
on.
late. The vibrator turned on and he had to be like, oh, it's real. What did you think?
Once they talked about dildos, this pastor was like, I can bring the rose now.
Yeah.
He's been sitting on that for a year.
With the Playboy? What did he say about the Playboy?
He
Did he?
said this magazine was real.
That's wild.
Oh,
Now the thing that's crazy about this,
That's
when
wild.
I was a child,
Bringing that into a church is that's foul.
pornography.
now that's the part
People
that
are
was like,
struggling in real life with that same magazine, and you bring it to the church.
Hey.
You bring it to the safe place.
when I was a kid, the thing that was like, I don't know if y'all know Bible, but the Ark of the Covenant was like, God was like, don't touch this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he tried to hold it up and he died.
They get
That's how they
smited.
talk. Yeah, that's how they talk about the pulpit. Like, you're a kid, do not.
I know there
Touch
was a
it.
lot of Baptist churches for real.
Catholic
but I knew
Church,
Pulpit was
you had
sacred.
to kneel and do the thing that Joe and them were doing before you
Yeah.
could even go up on the stage.
Oh, well, you weren't even allowed in some of them. It didn't matter what you did. If you weren't a man that was ordained
Yes.
and licensed, you weren't supposed to be up in there. And I would just wait until people were gone and I'd walk all through.
I did the same thing. Because in my church, we was at church
Oh,
too
bad.
much.
You said I was a bad kid.
Well, that's how you got to
you
the
can tell
back.
he's bad.
Me? I love the Lord. The back of our church was a much shorter distance through the pulpit. I never went during church, but after I was like, you want to go outside and all the way around?
Oh, you
Door's
did it
right
to actually
there.
get somewhere. No, I did it
Oh, you just did it to be bad.
as a feminist. I was a feminist early. Oh, you gonna tell me because I got a vagina?
You didn't want to go out in that El Paso heat, Kev?
Oh, it's hot out there.
Because no church that I went to that had women ministers had that rule, but churches that did not have women ministers, those were the ones. Don't y'all go through there? Don't. And I'd be like, okay.
I love that you did it just to do it.
Just to.
You were not even going. I'm just trying to cut down my distance. And you were like,
No, I was doing it to prove a point. This is the same raggedy ass carpet that's down the aisle.
no, that's anointed carpet up top.
Uh-huh.
It's regular folks is on that
anointed
bottom.
all the affairs that them men is having that y'all call holy. Oh, amen.
Those affairs don't count.
But I hope these pastors bring it in. I hope they get like.
No,
you know what
man,
they
take
need?
it further. Have actual sex. Have two people having sex
That's where I
and
feel
be
like
like,
it's
don't
going.
do this, guys. You see this?
That's where I feel like
Very
it's going.
bad.
That's
Look at
wild.
that. Look at that. Wow. She is thick. But you don't want fat butt clapping up. Look at that. Y'all clapping with your butt cheeks. Get some people in here and twerk with your butt.
That's where I
Twerk
feel
with your
like
butt.
it's
Y'all, you see,
going.
y'all want this clapping, but you need to clap your hands.
Kevin, you should start a business. Another one, because money. You should start a business that specifically consults with churches on their social media.
Wow.
Listen, we're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Drugs are bad. We get it, Pastor. Nah. Pull a blanket on a person.
I'll make sure I tell Melissa so that she
they're
can.
tying up, doing real hair on. Y'all, look at this. You want to be high? You know you're gonna be high in heaven. He going to hell probably.
Stupid.
Don't do hair on like this, man. What's your name?
Okay, I'll just start the business because you gonna run them over. Never
Stop
not
it.
you got them
Stop
nodding.
it.
It's just Mitch McConnell. You didn't even do drugs, Mitch. This is just you.
Wait a minute. It said Pastor Eddie Long Jr. had a bid on stage where he challenged married people to have sex every day for 30 minutes. That's a little different. Now, if he had people
He was.
simulating
That's a
sex,
challenge. That's like a gospel challenge.
I also don't think you should be in married people's sexual business, even as a pastor, as far as in telling them what they have to do, because you don't know people's medical conditions.
Get
You
on
don't
here
know-
and do sex now,
Y'all
though.
need to have sex for 30 days. Sir, he's abusive to her. So if we could not, we trying to get her out of this. Having a bed on stage, I don't mind. Now, what you do with that bed, I think it's you got to
Shorty,
be-
I don't mind. Eddie Long did that?
Eddie Long Jr.
Oh, Junior. Eddie Long got a junior?
That's what they said. They said, did they say Eddie Long or Eddie Young? Ed Young.
Oh, Ed Young. Is that a white male?
Listen, I don't know. We can't be, that's so crazy.
That's a white male.
TD Jakes said, what props has he pulled out? What crazy stuff has he done? And that nigga still on top. That's what I'm saying. He still can't be touched. And he ain't got, only thing he did was put a jacket on his daughter's shoulders. That was very, very performative. But I said, hey, do what you want. At least you're
That's
not spitting in her
touchdown, though,
face.
man. Ain't nobody, y'all ain't on his level.
But then you over here doing tricks to try to pretend like you on the
You
level.
don't know what T.D. Jakes did?
He did sing sex songs.
You want to see?
But as long as he did.
Oh, no, let's listen to
That
it.
was like the vibrator.
No,
Golly. But at least
you-
he didn't. sing
Y'all
aloud.
out here listening to that regular stuff. And TD did this. That's what TD did. You asked what he did. He was in the studio.
But that wasn't a whole sermon set.
He had an album out.
But you can opt not to buy it. You don't know a vibrator is going to be happening when you walk up into church. That TD.
What? Complete. He's doing the ad lib. And you must be doing holy sex to this. Yeah, girl.
You body rolling the back.
You imagine going to the church and then you smash to this last night and he preaching, you're like,
Dry as the Sahara.
he was your lover.
Oh, with the modulation.
Oh, yes.
That's what you should put out. A love album. A sexy
No,
time
I
album,
don't want
Kevin.
people. That's what regular R&B is for.
No, you do
No,
it.
I don't
we
wanna
just
bring-
heard the.
The way you made your face, you said,
Because you
I watched that reaction
went up
so
there.
many times.
But Kevin, this is the thing. This is what be pissing me off, and we can go to the next topic whenever. Kevin plays to his lowest denominator.
No, I don't. I don't even do math.
Shut up. This see? It makes. I told y'all this. It about damn gives me hives. It pisses me off so bad. And it's probably a little bit of also the feminist in me because I always have to play to my highest denominator.
Mhm.
Always. And Kevin
I'm a
gets
man. Get back in the kitchen.
He's like,
Fry
give
some
it,
eggs.
give it. And Kevin be like, oh, I'm so big. Oh, I don't know math. Oh, I'm so clumsy. I can't dance. I can't sing. I know Kevin can sing, and I actually know Kevin can dance. And it all irritates me.
Killing it today.
Were you dancing in
Oh
there?
my god!
I'm sure you were killing it. Why
I
won't
was-
you do a TikTok dance challenge with me, Kevin?
Them dances is hard.
I know.
Some of them TikToks are legit. I be trying and I be like, this is too much.
I watched you guys do the Doja one.
Now she serves the devil.
Which is the Doja one?
The
I've actually never seen it. I just want to make that joke.
Me and Kevin should do the water one.
I haven't seen the water one.
Because
They
listen,
twerk on that.
both of our
Josh.
cheeks going.
Bop,
we
bop,
gon-
bop.
that should be a part of our
They
marketing
got the single
rollout.
tort.
Yeah, it's
Single
the
leg isolation.
bop, 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 bop. Kevin, that should be a part of our HTT
Oh man, I'm so
campaign
excited about this.
marketing.
Let me tell
rollout.
y'all.
Do it right now, man. Let's shoot it.
When y'all come to this Here's the Thing tour, I ain't want to hype it too much, but the podcast people that come out and have two chairs and sit, y'all are on notice.
It's not happening.
We not even gonna have chairs. We're gonna have a bed on there and be like, married couples have sex in 30 days.
30 days. You ain't married. We'll find
And
somebody.
single people too. Get your little rocks off.
Catch up to Brittany. Come
Yeah.
on.
Get in here and get a little sex. But
Yes.
if you buy a ticket, we gonna have a good time.
You will get every dollar's worth.
You gonna have a good
You're gonna
time.
feel like you got a discount.
Oh, you gonna be like, okay, this was worth it. Even if our goal is, even if you've never seen the podcast, if you just wanted to come have a good time,
You're gonna have a good time.
you gonna have a good time. All right. Christopher Brown was sued over Popeye's chicken.
Oh, Christopher! $2 million loan.
One of the funniest things Angel ever did is she done a lot of funny things. When she did that Popeye's chicken woman's voice, and then we turned it into a keep your distance. The first time you did this on that podcast, Angel, I died.
Why did that make you laugh so
Because
hard?
it was like, I personally hate the way companies market to black people.
Oh my God.
I listen to 94.7 The Wave.
Mhm.
Just tell me McDonald's has something. You ain't got
No.
to be like, say, Jack, put it on the black side.
You
The
gotta
black
put
side.
some jive in your accent.
Nobody even talks like that
They
anymore.
said, yes, they do.
I'm heading down to get me some Mickey D's, hot and fresh, Reggie. I'm
Getting
getting out.
some Mickey D's? Well, let me come with you. Because I got 5 on it. McDonald's 5 for $5. You can get 5 chicken nuggets.
Hey,
for
did
$5.
Junebug just get out of jail?
Yeah,
Sure
he
did. What should we take him? Home?
No, we gotta take them down to Popeyes for their new, unchained, unlocked, spicy shrimp basket.
Extra crispy.
He's free, and so is the biscuit.
And we're gonna get him some sweet tea because we know what he was called in prison. That's
Jesus.
They called him sweet tea.
Oh my gosh, I hate it. So anyway, Chris Brown, the headline of this tweet is Chris Brown has been hit with a $2 million lawsuit over unpaid Popeye's chicken loan.
Jesus.
So before I read the article, it's like an unpaid Popeye's chicken. And I know that the social media team has got to be creative.
Mm.
So I was like, what you mean an unpaid Popeye's chicken loan? Were they catering? Like what was
Like
happening?
why? Because the way it's said, it's like Popeyes gave him the loan. Why Popeyes get $2 million?
They got $2 million. They don't have no spicy ready.
Let me hold this chicken for a little bit, man. Come on.
How y'all got $2 million and you got the spicy ready when I go up in there? Why Popeyes never know people want spicy?
I was like, is the black woman his aunt, the woman in the commercial? Did she loan the money, or did the real Popeyes?
Listen. So anyway, what happened was the singer's been sued by City National Bank, who claims it loaned Brown the money to acquire 2 Popeyes locations. I ain't go, but Popeyes going for $1 million each.
Wow.
According to legal documents obtained by The Blast, City National Bank is suing Brown for $2 million, alleging it loaned him money to acquire a pair of Popeyes locations. The lawsuit claims the loan, which was given to several people, including Brown and The Dream, remains unpaid. As of February 17, 2023, the borrowing guarantors owe $2.1490174 in principal, unpaid principal and interest. The lawsuit read. Technically, the lawsuit is in the state of Georgia, but the bank filed a case in Los Angeles because that's where Brown lives.
Mm.
As a result of the new motion, he claims he owes $1.3 million. Now they gave him the loan. I thought I saw this in the article.
He's Chris
Like
Brown.
2
You would
years
think,
ago.
You would think he would be good for it. Yeah, I think it was. Oh no, was it only 2 years ago?
I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I can't see that part in the article.
I read the
anymore.
article, and for some reason in my mind, I thought it was longer ago. But you would think with Chris Brown, you're gonna loan him the money. He's Chris Brown. Chris Brown stay making hits, but I've never seen him make chicken. So maybe they should have thought about what they were giving him a loan for.
After that backflip, can you flip that chicken into that grease? Focus on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I did they forget what the loan was for?
Also, can you imagine only owing somebody millions of dollars for years?
Let me tell you, the money I owe Sally Mae. Okay,
I'm still not paying her back.
I'm taking it with me to my grave. Taking it with me. I know they're about to send the bill, and I'm gonna be like, no.
The government's finna shut down.
It's gonna
So
be like, what?
What? No. I'm like, I still have 4 children, right?
well, I thought you were. It was your master's that got you.
I'm about to
wasn't
take
it?
another online class just to
yeah.
forbear this a little bit longer.
Listen, that's what I'll probably do. That's why I got another damn degree.
You got 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 masters and a bachelor's.
Yeah, my
Look up
bachelor's
how
was
much
paid for. My first master's was actually paid for, but I couldn't pay to live.
How to eat?
And I got to flex on these hoes. So I stayed up in Forever 21 just buying $10 shirts.
You were using Klarna in cash.
Bye
I can go to
now.
Berkeley. I can go to U of A.
And
Let's
then that
see.
last master's, though, that one,
Last master's is what pushed
they
your
were like,
red.
we're not giving you any money. I said,
But you promised.
We're not giving you
why?
any money?
Well, they did. They gave me loans, but I'm used to
Oh,
having,
yeah.
I'm used to getting fellowships.
First of all, Angel, let's be honest. And I've seen this said on the online. It is y'all fault for trusting 18 and 19-year-olds with hundreds of thousands of dollars.
My old set was, you saw what I majored in, theater. That's imagination. So I'm gonna need you to imagine I paid you back.
What is wrong with you, the loner? Are you crazy?
Theater? Ask how many people with theater degrees actually get jobs that pay money in theater. It's a very
Oh.
small percentage. Y'all the dumb ones.
Y'all
Y'all need
are
to go
cra-
back to college.
The car people now gonna give it to me. The home people sure ain't gonna give it to me. The
No.
credit card people gonna give it to me.
Oh,
At
absolutely.
a smaller clip, you gave an 18-year-old $100,000 and are surprised that you're not getting paid back?
Period.
Well, you should go to college and learn the
Right.
law of not being stupid.
I think it's the dumbest thing ever. I'm like, what about me?
Let me teach you a lesson. I'm not gonna pay you. 'Cause you shouldn't be doing
Because you
this.
shouldn't. It's just so silly. You saw I just can't, like, why?
I married you in sociology. What about that said you're gonna get your money back soon?
At all. I forgot your head was in there. When that hat came off, I was like, I'll be damned. I'll be damned on it.
Angel, what are you talking
There's a
about?
head in there.
Angel is so funny, man.
It stopped me in my tracks.
Oh my God. You sure did have a head up under that hat.
You got a head, sir.
Oh yeah, I could go to Pasadena City
Oh
College.
my
Yeah.
God.
Oh, no, I have. Listen, I went to You go to Valley College. Valley College, their classes are inexpensive.
Okay.
Like $100 or something.
$100.
Like that.
Yes, that's
$100.
cheaper
Well,
than
you know what? I took it when I
That's-
only had one child, so inflation. But it
Got
still
you.
ain't
No,
gonna be
still
that
though, it's not
bad.
gonna be more than 300 at most. That's still cheaper than this loan payment's about to be.
Oh hell yeah! Watch, listen, especially now that
We're getting
online
on this
classes
now.
are a thing. Because before I went and took jazz class, I said
Jazz
I
hands.
took a business class and jazz class.
I'm gonna just write this class off too.
Little
Little photo
Marcus'
class.
I know a couple of professional students who just don't want to work. They're like, I'm just gonna keep going. But you work though.
Yeah, I just
They
don't wanna work.
not going to do no regular job. They is literally staying in school, racking up debt. And then eventually it's like, all right, now you go.
You got
Speaking of degrees, since you got your degree and you know everything. Speaking of degrees, I want to hear what y'all got to say about this, and you as well, Angel.
Mhm.
Ebony Williams said this, and she went viral because she said it. And who said this? Sade B. Shout out to Sade B, who suggested this for the Patreon. This is what she said. Y'all listen up.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades, the reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us.
Come on,
And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated Black men are so low when compared to Black college-educated women that we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student. Y'all do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD. Because the handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do share that value system, and family is a priority for them too, y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older. And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision-making instead of on the back half.
Thing, Angel, as a Black woman,
Okay,
who got married. You got married shortly after college, right?
Yeah, I would have gotten married at 19 if I could have found who I was supposed to marry at that time. First, let me preface. I get it. Black women, enough is enough.
Yeah, there's a lot of dating. I didn't even realize
Enough is enough.
it's coming from everywhere.
I'm like, is this just the easy like click thing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, enough is enough. So I'll preface with that because I would too be like, if y'all don't shut up.
It's just almost guaranteed. I'm trying to think of where I hear people be like, now Black men, what y'all got to do is this. You got to settle, you got to meet her at like
it's engagement. They know that Black women are gonna be like, what you're not gonna do is tell me what I'm gonna do. So it just drives up the numbers.
Yeah. Now,
while I've said that, I'm now gonna do my job as an annoying co-host. This is the same woman who said she wouldn't date a bus driver.
Same woman.
So based off of her preference of wanting to date someone who's in her social economic status that has a certain white collar career, what she is saying now pairs well with what she said before. Meaning she's not lying about the statistics of what it looks like when you go to college a lot of times, especially if you're not thinking about athletes who are in college just so they can go pro. But if you're thinking about men who are there to get a specific degree for a specific career, we are a lot of times overwhelmingly outnumber them. So she's saying things that I don't agree with. I don't think we need to continue to buy into our value is going down. I think the more we buy into it, the more that it tries to concrete itself as a fact.
Yeah, come on. You pause that real quick because I saw a tweet and I want to share it with you because you basically just said this and let me know what you think because I think this is true, but I want to know what you think.
But when I tell you social media is amplifying the divide between Black men and Black women, pages like Justin LA Boy, pages like Spiritual World, who take the most toxic messages from Twitter and all other platforms, put them in one space that are purposely perpetuating narratives that we really aren't interacting with in the real world. You go on a day, you're not having these conversations, but you go on social media and these conversations are constantly repeated and none of it is solution focused. It's all what they do, what's not being done, and it's not productive. It's not pushing us forward. And what's happening is we are internalizing a lot of trauma that does not belong to us.
Yeah.
So
Say it again.
So
Yeah.
we are internalizing a lot of relationship trauma that does not belong to us. So let's say for me personally, right? I've never been cheated on. But let's say I go and I follow a bunch of women who talk about the fact that, oh, I've been cheated on, all these niggas cheat, they steady cheating. I'm going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, niggas, they all cheat. That's all they do. Because, and I'm not self-aware enough to really understand that that's not even my shit. That's not my baggage. That's somebody else's baggage. So one thing we really have to do is learn how to detach from some of these messages that we are constantly internalizing.
That's kind of what you were saying.
Yeah, I feel like the more and more we say, if we don't get off these streets early, we are no longer valuable. I do believe men who have the passion and the desire to truly get married do usually make that decision young. There are men who change their evolve into that. But if it's something, these are the things that I agree with what she said. If building a family is a priority, then think about doing it on the younger end of life.
Yep.
I get that. One, usually health-wise, we are more fertile younger. Doesn't mean I can still make a baby right now.
You did it 3 years ago.
4 years ago. I know
4 years
if
ago.
Marcus wasn't snipped, I could get pregnant very quickly. I know my own reproductive health. So on that end, I agree. I agree because we do have actual biological clocks that we have to pay attention to. I'm not saying just get married for the sake of getting married, but if that is one of your priorities, I don't think there's anything wrong if you are mentally well and the person you're dating is mentally well if you get married at a younger age, like in college. I don't think you have to. But what I know without a shadow of a doubt is that I am more desirable now than I was in my 20s.
Think so?
I know so.
That wasn't shade. I'm just curious.
I know without a shadow of a doubt, if for some odd reason, everything my husband dissolved with these 4 boys, I would come up off of these streets real fast.
Whoa! Drop your oaths, Angel.
Listen,
drop your oaths on these niggas, cuz.
It ain't got nothing to do with my money either.
And tell them what it is then.
I'm a catch.
Hey,
I'm a catch.
Tell them.
And I also know where the niggas is at.
Where the niggas at? Tell the
I know
people.
where the niggas is at that actually trying to get married. And I also know that at the end of the day, there are some niggas that are fuck boys. Excuse my French. I know
that was
the niggas.
English.
Is it? Fuck boy. Excuse my French.
Now that was Fritz.
And I also know, like, I have all of my sisters are on their second marriage. So I also have all of them on their second marriage. I watched my mother pull niggas again and again.
Big D.
And again,
That's Big Dorothy.
and again,
Dorothy made
and
her initials DM. Holla at Big Dorothy.
I watched my mama pull these niggas in that white dude multiple times, okay?
Mr. Rob, Brother Rob.
So I also so the thing is, and dudes are not silly. Dudes know if a chick is only going to be really down for them if they're taking them seriously. Dudes also know when they can play games with a chick.
Yes.
It's very apparent that I'm not one to play games. I'm not going to say I'm going to be as happy as I was with Marcus. I'm not saying that
that ain't what you said though.
Right.
You said you pull a nigga if you needed to.
If I needed to.
And it wouldn't take long. Marcus dissolve on Monday. Come Thursday, by the weekend, I'm good. Happy dissolution. You know what I'm saying? I wish you was here, but you was dissolved.
You dissolved. So that's the biggest part is to say that your value is. That's the biggest part that I'm like you capping right now.
Yeah.
You're still as valuable. I think when you start narrowing down the type of dude in money is so much of a priority, that's when you start to get a skewed point of view of what he might find valuable. But you can find a dope dude that makes an honest and a good living that will want to wife the right person.
He can put something on the light bill. He just might not make as much as you. That's you right there. You almost
I'm
there.
not saying that.
You see, he's a good man.
Like,
he loves you.
Right.
He can put some on the light bill, but you don't make much money. The thing that's interesting is I would be annoyed if I was a single black woman because it's like at minimum once a week, somebody's telling you, hey, this is why you're single this week, because you want a nigga to make as much money with you. Now, this week, you're single because you didn't get married in college. You should have been focusing on, instead of them books, them peas. That's your problem. You got to take a little biology and a little butt. Yeah. But no, you want to focus on getting good grades. You should have had your husband. Now that's out. Oh, you want to have a husband who ain't been to jail, ain't got no kids? That's why you're single this week. Like, well, next week, I'm going to be single.
Yeah.
Now you're ugly too, as well. Y'all don't take care of yourself. It's like, if I was, I'd be like, okay, man, just leave me alone.
Yes.
And then you go to church and the pastor's like, and you got a rose and you be jilling off. And they're like, what you want me to do?
Y'all ask where they at. One, you got to go to places where marriage is still valued as something that people would want to aspire to. It's not really valued here that much. Like, even though people get married out in LA.
You mean in Los Angeles?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Out in LA. Marriage is not something that people aspire to. I would say a lot of the big cities, I would necessarily avoid.
You wouldn't avoid?
I would avoid.
Oh, you would avoid?
I would avoid the bigger cities, and I would focus my concentration towards the
south.
So
Macon, Georgia. Make your way down to Macon.
Yes, and I'm going to be like, which one of these superintendents of education ain't married?
That's more like gonna be a black woman, though. What y'all need to do is be gay. You're gonna get to a woman.
The superintendents of education be men. They don't be in the classroom some of the time, but they be up in the administration things. I be like, who doing? Yeah, you got to
go down there and get you a black woman. She gonna make as much as you. She gonna know how to use the road.
But Birmingham is a big city. No, you got to go. Don't go into the big cities, because that's when they turn.
Birmingham is big.
It's the bigger city.
You need to go to Alexandria City, Alabama.
Come on.
That's what you need to go. You need to go to a city where when they tell you about that city, they tell you in relation to the big city. Oh, I'm from Birmingham, about 2 hours outside Alexandria City, about 2 hours outside of Birmingham. That's how you know you're from a small town. People, that's one sentence. Mm-hmm. I'm from Lubbock. It's about an hour and a half from Dallas by flight. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be looking up the professors at the colleges.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, he got a wife? Who he got? Does he like women?
You need to go down to Lexington, Kentucky.
Oh, yeah.
Elizabethtown.
No, they ain't no the Charles
Moore.
He's the last black person there.
Charles Moore will dick you down if you head down to E-Town. He's funny. He got a job. He's in the Patreon. You head down to E-Town. Charles Moore to put it on you.
Put it on you.
E-Town, Louisville, Lexington, Kentucky. You in the tri-state area? Is that the tri-state of Kentucky?
No.
Charles Moore 270 gonna put two. Also, I thought 270 was way.
Josh, where you at? Huh?
Apparently, it's 270, which is the area code.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not Charles Moore 270. But I've been saying it too long. I can't switch up.
Like you trying to put him at 270 pounds?
I thought that's what it was. I know the 270 because I'm 270.
He said, "Look, we the same size."
But 270 is the area code.
Yeah.
All right. Now this is very interesting. Also, the strike was ratified, wasn't it?
Partially.
For the I don't think the
writer strike.
I still don't think the members have voted. I think the board voted.
Okay. It looks like they going back into action. Now they done told us SAG gonna be starting to meet Monday. I told you.
Yeah, I saw the meeting.
This SAG, they said, hey, we want to go to work too.
We want to do the things with the people. Yes.
So the reason I brought this up, and I'm glad this came back up, Sade B said, can we get a comedian POV of Hassan Minhaj and the lies he told in his set? How much is normal lies? Is it only bad because he used real pics, names of people that got harassed? Did you hear this?
No, tell me more.
Hassan Minhaj, he was the front runner to replace Trevor Noah for the Daily Show.
Right.
He had what other show did he have before though?
He had a Netflix show called
it was political.
It was a political show. I watched more of it on YouTube than I watched on Netflix.
I like Hassan though.
I do. Hassan, not Hassan.
Oh,
it's Minhaj. Not Minaj. He said that in one of his specials. He was like, I just let people say Hassan Minhaj, and it's really Hassan Minhaj.
Hassan.
Yeah.
Hassan.
Let me find the article because when I read this, I said, what?
Patriot Act is the show is what they're saying.
Patriot Act. There you go. Okay. Here's the article called Daily Beast. This is the title of the article. It's okay to lie in comedy, but not like Hassan Minhaj did. I'm gonna just read you a little bit. Sorry, guys. I couldn't find this morning. because I was bad service. Comedian Sam J opens up her new HBO stand-up special, Salute Me or Not, by admitting not only that she's wearing Spanx, but because she doesn't know how to pee in them, she's standing there before the audience with a wet butt. That's funny. Whether or not that's true or not is irrelevant because she literally made herself the butt of the joke. Hassan Minhaj, on the other hand, found himself clowned upon and debated this week, not because he acknowledged in a New Yorker profile that he had lied in his comedy special, but because he had lied for the wrong reason. What's the difference? Every story, this is him quoting, every story in my style is built around a seated truth, Minhaj explained to the magazine. My comedy, Arnold Palmer, is 70% emotional truth, this happened, and then 30% hyperbole, exaggeration, fiction. End quote. That formula is fine enough, and many comedians follow something similar. When you hear a stand-up saying something happened to him this week or yesterday or even earlier that day, you know they've been freezing that joke in time for months, if not years. Similarly, when a comedian recalls an experience from their past, they might change the dialogue, blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. Let's skip down to when he does it, what he did. Completely different when you're lying on stage. Hold on, skip. This article is way too long. This is what I was talking about. All right. But when your joke is about something that isn't actually going on in life, is the spin humorous for the sake of humor or to score political points and or to curry favor with certain audience? Which brings us back to Minhaj, who Minhaj, who doubled down last year in his interview with the Daily Beast by claiming sincerely that the anthrax incident involving his young daughter, we now know he invented for his most recent special, was, quote, just a sobering wake-up call. Not sobering at the time for his comedy, but for his personal life. Quote, it was really terrifying, Minhaj told Last Laugh host Matt Wilstein. There really is this thing where people talk about, oh, comedians need to push the envelope. But I remember in that moment going, oh, crap, sometimes the envelope pushes back. There are consequences for what you say or do. If it hurts people that count on you the most, and as someone who is innocent, like my daughter, I've really got to reevaluate and examine what I'm doing here. Mm-hmm. So he lied about his daughter receiving anthrax. I don't see where the people got bullied. Did Patreon, anybody see that part where somebody got bullied because of him? Jeez.
Bullied, a full-blown bullied, like what they mean, cyber bullied?
I don't know. So he said his daughter got anthrax on her, and she actually, that whole incident was made up.
Mm-hmm. And it didn't sound like a joke? I
never saw that joke.
See, this is what we'll begin to give some opinion, but without seeing it, it's hard for me to contextualize like how far off.
Apparently that action didn't happen though. The envelope of anthrax did not happen to his daughter.
I believe it, but we straight up lie in our sets to set up a joke.
For sure.
That's the reason why I'm saying.
Yeah, depending on the context.
It's hard for me to have a strong opinion because like we, as they said in the article, we will embellish, we will lie to get to a punchline. Mm-hmm. I don't think a lot of times we're thinking people see this as our biography.
Right.
Because somebody said he made his story sound like the truth. That's most.
Oh, this is what it was. I'm sorry, Josh. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was just going to say that's most elements of a joke is it's an exaggerated twist on something that happened in real life if the style is that kind of observational humor.
Got it. So apparently the joke that he lied about that somebody got
bullied for.
Yeah. The jokes he made about the girl at prom, I'm reading Patreon comments. He used pics and names of people in his comedy, exaggerating, and those people got harassed. Mm-hmm. He said that I'm reading different comments. He said that he had to take her to the hospital or something like that. And apparently that stuff was not true. And I guess the people he used in his picture, were not the actual people, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Oh, people found out who his prom date was and harassed her. Got it. Okay, so somebody was actually hurt by the joke. He said it was a racist prom date. Correct me if I'm wrong. It really wasn't. And he doxed the girl by using her picture. They found her and harassed her.
I definitely think it was a poor execution by using. I know a lot of times for specials, people now use visuals.
Yeah, he was big on that too.
He should have definitely had AI create a fake person.
Yeah.
Rather than use a real person. And also, people are crazy, which sucks.
Yeah. So are you okay? So I get it now. Are you? I mean, this is what it looks like. Are you? If he didn't use the picture, this probably doesn't happen. Obviously, this doesn't happen.
Right.
But are you responsible?
People might try to find. People might. If people are crazy enough to look for a picture, to like try to match up a picture to a person, people might be crazy enough to try to find his old yearbook and see who he might have went to prom with.
Right.
Oh, they
Go
said
ahead.
she was in the audience.
Oh, geez.
Oh, she was in the audience? So is he responsible for people being ridiculous?
Yes and no.
Okay, what? Say more.
Like, as much as everyone who is an adult needs to be mindful of their own actions, just like in that Kai situation, Kai Sanat.
Yep.
Oh, come on. Knock that out the park. We do have a responsibility for when we congregate people that are fans of us. We do have a responsibility of what type of atmosphere we set. Now, I don't believe he set an atmosphere to make people want to have to go defend him.
Right.
But if you are setting up this person to be the asshole of your joke,
Yeah.
don't make it so that there is a actual person, unless you just don't give a shit about what happens to that person.
Right. So I'm
don't
reading
attach it to a real person.
I agree with you. I'm reading the Patreon, and it looks like she gave her permission from what Patreon people said, and then I guess they harassed her, and it was too late.
Yeah,
to,
I mean,
like,
I'm sure
undo.
nobody would have thought, especially if she was there to see the joke.
Yeah.
Neither one of them thought, oh, you doing this joke is going to cause me any grief, especially if he already cleared it with her. And
Right.
he probably already told her what he was going to say.
Yep.
So people are crazy though, and it's unfortunate. So we have to kind of we have to protect ourselves. That makes me think of something that's an aside, but I want to hear what you have to say, being that you still do stand up.
Boy, that was funny. That I tell a lot of real stories and real jokes that are exaggerated. Like my son's,
Mhm.
like there's some truth to it, but it's the joke version is an exaggeration.
Yeah.
Also, I'm like the people in my stories I'm never revealing who those people if they're not related to me.
Mhm.
Like if I told that, I don't do that type of comedy. This is not shade. This is just I don't have that stuff costs extra to have that stuff. I don't know that I would do that because people be crazy. I probably would lie to make a joke better because we always say the joke is more important than the truth,
Mhm.
right? And I'm loyal to the joke first.
Yeah.
And also, what probably happened to him? I'm not making explain. I'm just trying to think, thinking out loud. What more than likely happened is like you kind of underestimate what people will do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think
Like,
you'll ever think about like you're saying, like you never think about that, like the actual outcome of what people are willing to get to.
yeah,
People are just getting crazier and crazier. Let's think about Kevin Hart. He did a whole thing about a Deborah.
Yep.
A whole thing. I hope that people weren't out here in the world hunting for Deborahs.
Peter probably was upset at that.
And then they can be mad. So I do think it's odd that anyone would take a stand-up comedian's word for face value when they're on stage.
Yeah.
That's like, to me, that's the same as if a writer writes a script and you being like, but no, you said these people lived in Texas and da da
Right.
da da da. Like everything can be made up
Yeah.
on stage.
So-
Period, point blank.
That's a fantastic point. You're right, Angel. It is an art form, and the goal of that art form is to make people laugh. This hat's making me hot.
Let's see, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
So
there.
somebody
A
in
whole
Patreon
head.
said this is funny.
It's moving. It wanted to
There's a
get back on your
storm.
head.
Get on here then if you want to act up. Pilar Sanders. I always say that girl who in third grade, Pilar Sanders, said I had a raisin on my face and I'd be wanting to get back at her. That's a good point. I've never showed a picture of her, and there's a lot of Pilar Sanders in the world. If she walked in here right now, I'd be like, I don't recognize you. But I would never want that joke, my joke, for people to be like, go find
Of
her.
course, I
Like
don't
Taylor
think
Swift
that's
fans
what
is
he-
going to find a black girl and like harassing Travis Kelce's ex-girlfriend, Kayla Nicole, I believe.
That definitely wasn't his intention either.
That's what I'm saying. I realized I could have fallen into the same trap.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I'm not
Any
lying
co-
about mine. She really said that to me.
Any
You
comedian
did me?
could fall into this trap.
Yeah.
But this is the day and age. This is the point that I was going to bring up that's off of this point. Yesterday, I went to my children's school at night. It was like 6 o'clock for a parent meeting because they are increasing the armed security
Oh, really?
at the school. I didn't realize we had armed security already. I said, well, y'all doing a goddamn good job because I wasn't aware. The amount of security measures that they take at the school to try to keep the kids safe, you feel like on one hand, it's not necessary. It is a school. But because we're becoming more and more increasingly aware of people's insanity, we now have to be proactive in preventing that.
Well, the thing that's crazy about that, though, Angel, is the student brings the gun in. Now y'all all locked in.
Listen,
These are all protected people from running into the school?
No. They got measures for the folk that be they got measures.
Oh, they got measures for that.
Oh, yeah. Like, no, this school is not playing.
Yeah, both my kids' school, it'd be so annoying I can't get to them.
Yeah,
to go pick them up, it'd be like, bro, I'm the daddy. So let them come out.
So not just strangers coming in, but how to detect a possible threat that is in the actual student population.
Right.
So these are things that obviously 10 years ago, 20 years ago, we would have thought, why do we need all these things?
Yeah.
So now even in we're seeing now, based off of this, in the day and age of comedians and social media, we now have to take heightened measures of some of our supporters are not mentally well. So while it is not our job to get other people help that need help, we do have to recognize I got to be proactive and know that if I say something on stage that can implicate somebody, that somebody might have time because they're not well in the head and they go look up the person. So I think it sucks because I respect comedy as an art form, and I am wise enough to know just because you made up a story on stage, do I not honestly have to believe that everything you said came to pass?
Yeah.
But not everybody's going to be doing that.
You're absolutely right, Angel. You done made a lot of good points today.
You know, I try to use my brains. All of them. You know, I wore my bust down bun. So my brains, you see my one little gray hair? Where's that?
Yeah. It's not going down.
No, it's not long enough. So it's like my unicorn horn. Sometimes I have a gray one right here in my right here between my eyes. But this one is just right there.
That's not a lot for 43.
Oh, I'm not going to gray much.
You know?
My mother barely has any grays. Her dad barely had any grays. Now my grandmother, she was a salt and pepper all the way.
Let me tell you what's wild post 40. Gray ball hairs.
Oh, do you have that? Listen.
What?
Wow.
I was like, hey. And he was like, hey, man, what's going on? You finna shave? All right, man. Listen, you can pass me a square. I was like, get with them blacks and be with them. He's like, no, man, I'm different. Listen, I was in the war. And I mean, they all got shaved anyway. But at the end of the day, get out of there, man.
Listen, that's the beauty of a faux pas. I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know.
Oh my God.
What is happening? Listen, I go to my woman every month. I don't know hey, it could be a whole rainbow of colors. It's none of my business. It's what I say. Get out of here. I don't know you people. I ain't seen it. I'm back to thinking about getting a tummy tuck. I'm so torn.
What, Angel? Because that's his rector?
That's his rector.
You got to be the people for the regular people now.
I'm a regular person still.
I thought about getting my boobs undone.
I know, but don't do that.
People have done it.
I know.
Men have done it.
I gave you the pamphlet.
I thought about it.
Because, I went to a bunch of plastic surgeons to talk about
Because I done
things
had
of life.
man boobs when I was way thinner.
But your breasts
Since the war.
I'm not even shading you when I say breast. I realized saying it. So like your breasts, they're not that supple, Kevin. No, see, they're flat. Like you don't have a clear line of demarcation.
Looking down?
I'm sure for you.
Looking down, these are solid tits.
I'm sure if you're shooting from below.
When I shave, let me tell you the worst thing. When I'm in a hotel, this happens all the time. In a hotel, shaving with my phone as a mirror, I leave it on photo and leave it down. When I look down and see titty meat, I'll be like,
I'm sure your thing get all hard and be like, wait a minute, is that? Oh no, that's you, motherfucker.
You're confused. Titties are titties, man. Fire it out. But
I'm thinking about it.
What, Angel?
And you know what? What's her name? Her mouth be looking like a booty hole to be. Drea. Is that her name? You know what I'm talking about? Drea?
Yeah, Drea Michelle.
Because her lips be like so tight
She
all the
do
time.
be pursed lips a lot.
You fart out of there. She admitted to all the work she's had done, and she had a reverse tummy tuck.
What is that?
That's when they cut up underneath your titties. Listen, I know the workouts to
Reverse
fix diastasis recti, but listen, my stuff is on something else. So they cut underneath the breast, pull up.
What? Okay, so what's a regular tummy tuck again?
There's a couple. They can do a little low incision. That's just
Like a
to
C-section
fix a
scar?
pooch. Yeah, that's just fix a pooch.
Mhm.
If you got what I got going on, I'm not talking about my fat. The fat I can get rid of. If you got diastasis recti like I do, they need to sew your abs back together from the top to the bottom. So they got to do a cut from hip to hip.
Ooh.
And then there are the girls, the girls that are even larger. They basically cut your torso off your body. They do a whole 360. Cut all the way around. And I have a hard time thinking about the scar. So that really is so that's why
360 scars got to be interesting.
You thought Drea was natural?
no
You thought Drea was
Somebody
natural.
said that.
because she had never admitted to, like, we knew she had her breasts done, but
Mhm.
she's never so she's had lipo.
Lipo?
She's had just on her stomach a little bit. She had 1 round of ass shots. That's the only
Dang.
thing she said. I've never had a BBL. She said, but I did have a very modest one time. She was like, you're supposed to do multiple, but I only did it once.
She was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, she was like, and I look great. And that's it. That's all.
You got regular people competing with people who got the
I ain't trying to
financing.
look like them.
No, I'm saying that's people you comparing them to people they're not playing by the same rules. You over here doing sit-ups, and that person, somebody cut their stomach in.
Oh yeah, somebody definitely cut their stomach in.
Then they're doing sit-ups. with a
Yeah,
paid
and even
trainer.
when you lift weights as a man, you compare yourself to a nigga who's on a steroid power cycling. That nigga's lifting 1,000 pounds because he's on gear.
Yeah.
You got these pecs and abs like Cody, and you are just a regular person struggling with 205.
Now Drea looks amazing. Now I'm gonna tell you what. Have you seen Drea? Do you know what
I
she
got a
looks
photo
like?
of her.
Oh yeah, she's fire. She's gorgeous looking. There's a lot of surgeries that I just don't like, and that is also what's kept me from like the results. I'm like, that's not what I
You
want.
better not get on that table and have nothing better happen to you.
I know you're right. It better
You
not.
better not get on that table because I'm going to haunt you. You're going to be in that.
I'm gonna be still here.
I'm alive.
You're alive.
I'm going to haunt you.
I'm gonna sit.
No,
right
I'm going to
here.
go to the underworld. I'm like, nah, you're not coming up. I'm
Yeah.
going down. I'm going to go to the thing. Now you got me home. I'm going to be hosting this back by myself. Josh going to be in his
This is
camera.
like-
I'll never get looking up at him. When I said, how much time is left? He said, it's
I
only
was
20
like,
minutes.
yeah,
And I
wait,
said,
wait,
oh my
25.
God.
No, I won't. Listen, this is how you'll know that I'm here. All the Funko Pops will be standing up for the first time. You'll be like, that bitch here. She here. Angel, get up out of here. Get out of here.
Exactly what I'm going to say too if you die.
Yeah, yeah.
Verbatim.
Get up out of here.
No, the other thing you said.
What'd you say? No, what?
The thing you said before that.
What'd I say? That bitch is in here.
That's it.
You say it.
I'm going to say it out loud. Cut it off, Josh, and I'll tell him.
I got you real quick.
All right, Lost. We love y'all.
Let's say Las Vegas. What?
Gin and Juice will be starting in 20 minutes. We love y'all. We'll be back Tuesday. So next week, is your normal? Because me and Josh leave at
Y'all leave on Friday.
1.
Friday.
No, we fly at 1. So we can shoot.
I think I can't. I don't know what's happening with the ones. They keep playing games with me, and I
What?
don't know.
What?
Oh,
We'll talk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll talk next week,
Off camera,
y'all.
off camera.
Remember on Monday, just so y'all know, actually 2 real quick things I want to tell y'all. On Monday, remember, fill the docket up. Y'all been doing that. But if you want, between Monday and the bonus, you can throw stuff in there. I check it usually on Monday morning and the day before we are going to shoot. So you can continue to fill the docket up. And if we get to stuff, sometimes it gets pushed down. We'll get back to it later. The other thing, if you're on Patreon, just know I'm finna start going crazy on Patreon.
Really?
Finna start going crazy. So if you're here, buckle up. That's all I'm gonna say. We're gonna have a funky good time.
Funky
All right,
good
God bless y'all. God keep you. We'll see you
time.
at the conference.
Bye.
I need another one.